Today on Fresno State Focus, we learn more about the man behind the Manhattan terror attack that killed 8 people.
And how wine is made from the vine to the bottle at Fresno State.
Plus, what the football team is doing at practice to make sure they come out with a win this Saturday. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Hello, and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Corey Stevens.
And I'm Brenda Billingsley. One of the most entertaining World Series of all time is going the distance. The Los Angeles Dodgers have forced a Game 7, winning Game 6 at home 3-1 against the Houston Astros last night. So far, these teams set up the record for most home runs in single World Series, with 24 thus far. The Astros have never won a World Series in all of their 55 seasons. The Dodgers, not since 1988. Game 7 at Dodger Stadium is tonight. First pitch is at 5:20. The 29-year-old Uzbekistan man accused of killing 8 people and hurting 23 is in a New York hospital in critical but stable condition. And now investigators say they have located a second possible suspect. Police say Sayfullo Saipov drove a rented pickup truck down a bike path and mowed down anyone in his way. Investigators say Saipov has been living in the U.S. since 2010. They found a note inside the truck stating the Islamic State would endure forever. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says the ISIS effort failed.
Because the effort was not to kill 8 people. The effort was to disrupt us, to terrorize us, to scare us, to create mayhem. That's the effort. That's the goal on all of these attacks.
The rampage ended when Saipov crashed into a school bus and police shot him in the stomach.
Fresno State is always working to help students succeed tomorrow. Those efforts take on a whole new energy with the first ever Day of Giving. It is a 24-hour online campaign where anyone can help the university succeed in its mission to help students grow. Students, parents, staff, faculty, alumni, and friends are all encouraged to help make an online donation to help the next generation of leaders. Keep an eye to your social media feeds to click, give, and share.
Over a month after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, 60% of the people still don't have electricity, food, or clean water. The College of Social Sciences at Fresno State took the initiative to do something, anything, to help support the people of Puerto Rico. Relief efforts in Puerto Rico remain an urgent demand as most people are still in desperate need of the most basic necessities. 2 professors from the College of Social Sciences took action to help raise money to benefit storm victims.
We truly believe in social justice and in helping our fellow men.
Dr. Lopez, who was born and raised in Puerto Rico along with Dr. Lori Clune, held a book sale in the Social Sciences Quad Friday. They sold over 350 books priced at $1 and $2, but they say the true reason they were successful was the heartwarming way in which donations poured in from students, faculty, and even members of the community.
I think we were astonished at the amount of people who came by and the amount of students and faculty who just dropped everything and volunteered for a few hours. Some for the entire day. It was really incredible. And people just, I think everybody felt the sense of like, can we just do something positive?
And something positive they did. Although there's a long way to go, it's certainly a great start to helping people in Puerto Rico solve some of the problems they're facing right now.
I am particularly concerned about the lack of universal access to clean water and how they're now contracting waterborne diseases, which make this even more devastating situation.
Hurricane Maria cut 80% of the island's power transmission lines. No electricity means no communication and no power to pump water into homes. For many, this means no clean water for drinking, bathing, washing, or flushing toilets.
The restoration of life in Puerto Rico is going to be a very lengthy and really expensive one. And so my hope is that people don't forget, that they don't let it be a moment in time, but rather that they remember that this is going to take a long time, and that hopefully we will continue to support in that effort.
The Turn on the Lights book sale raised over $2,000 in just a couple hours. The College of Social Sciences says if you want to donate, you can go directly to the Hispanic Federation website.
Fresno State is unique in that students can sell the wine they produce on campus. Not only does Fresno State produce its own wine, but the winery is run by student volunteers. It's time-consuming work that starts in the vineyard and goes well beyond cleaning the barrels. It's that time of the year again. The enology students are in full gear, getting ready for their next barreling. There is so much to learn from everybody, whether they're students, professors, or alumni, like NASA Ordaz, who graduated from Fresno State's enology program.
By far the best program, hands down, just because we have an actual winery here. And this winery, you pretty much, if you put in the time here, you're able to go out anywhere and adapt yourself to any winery.
But getting into this profession is not an easy feat. You have to be willing to get up at the crack of dawn and work the whole day for months on end. Professors here in the enology department at Fresno State have numerous of years in the winemaking business, and being able to take what you learn from them and turn it into your own style is what makes Fresno State so great.
We have an interesting profession. It's a profession that most people like, so we get up in the morning and we actually look forward to going to work. It's a good thing.
In this business, you have to really appreciate the work that goes into making wine. From pressing the grapes and mixing the ingredients, the Fresno State Enology program offers students a professional, hands-on experience that is unique to this campus.
There's a lot of, it sounds funny, but there's a lot of gratitude that goes along with it. There's just a lot of emotion in general. It's very, very fulfilling from what I've found in simply bottling 8 bottles.
Being able to learn from numerous amounts of great minds in the enology department at Fresno State is what helps make Fresno State's wine what it is today, award-winning and respected. Without the knowledge they pass on to the students year after year, the wine would never be able to hit the shelves for the Central Valley to enjoy. Joining us now to talk about what it's like to be an enology student at Fresno State and learn from all those professors is Jessica Phillips. Thanks for joining us, Jessica.
No problem.
So what's it like, since there's so many professors, especially Tom introducing himself this year into the winemaking business, what's it like being able to take what you learned from all of them and kind of make it into your own style?
I think it's really nice just because in every part of California you would have a different style of making wine depending on which grape you have, and with all of their knowledge and all their experience you kind of get to apply that to any path that you do choose when you graduate.
And so you guys have to have time in the classroom and also time in the field. And I was speaking to Seth, and he said you guys have to have 70 hours out in the field. What's it like taking what you learn in the classroom and applying it to the field?
It's so different. You know, you think that you can learn and memorize all the chemicals, all the steps that you need to do, but when you're actually implicating it out in the winery, it's a completely different learning experience, which I'm really grateful that we have at Fresno State, because you think you're super prepared, but when it comes down to it, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. So it's really good.
What would you say is basically your favorite part about the winemaking business?
My favorite part about the winemaking business is how it's different every year. Even though you're essentially making the same product every year, depending on the weather from the grapes will depend on what your wine's going to taste like as well. So even though you're doing the same thing, you're going to come out with a different outcome year to year.
And you said you also helped bottle some of the wine this year. What's it like seeing that on shelves and knowing that it's going to be in someone's home and they're going to be able to enjoy it?
It's really surreal because when you're doing it, you're not really thinking of it that way, but then when you see it in Fresno or at Save Mart and at the Fresno State Farmers Market, you feel really accomplished when you see a bottle like that out there.
And once graduating, what do you expect to do in the enology department or eventually later on in the wine department?
I definitely want to stay local, and with the enology department, I know that they work around a lot of the local wineries, so I think that would be nice to stay involved with the school but also have a career in the industry.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We've been speaking with enology student here at Fresno State, Jessica Phillips. Jessica helped bottle the Chardonnay and Tailgate Red this semester, so if you're at the Gibson Farm Market anytime soon, be sure to pick some up. As cool fall temperatures start to set in, so does the flu season, and it is more important than ever to keep your health in check. The Fresno State Health Center is helping to keep the Bulldogs healthy during the fall and winter into the months. They are offering students the chance to walk in and get a free flu shot anytime. something that should help keep students sharp and focused through midterms and finals.
Flu could really cause really bad complications, right? So with this, you have a great chance of not catching the flu during this season where the flu, is really prevalent.
They're also hosting a free flu shot clinic that includes food, information about flu season, and of course, the chance to get a shot with friends. The last clinic is tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Student Rec Center.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, what the University Courtyard did to help students feel safe on campus.
Plus, Elizabeth will let us know what to expect because rain is coming our way. All that when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Nice. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Welcome back. I'm Elizabeth Carrillo with your weather report. What we're looking at behind me is going to be a picture from outside of the University Student Union. Notice that there's a little bit of traffic from the students making their way to class, but also take note of the leaves above changing colors. That's right, fall is finally among us. And let's also take a look at those temperatures to see if they're saying the same thing. Current temperatures, Stockton is going to be 72, Modesto 72, down south, Fresno 72. So basically what we're seeing here is low 70s, high 60s. Tonight, what it's going to look like, we're going to have temperatures high 47 for Stockton, Modesto 47, Madera 44. Fresno is going to be a little bit warmer, but still pretty cool for Fresno, 48, Visalia 46. So overnight, it's going to be in the 40s, still pretty chilly, not what we're used to. That's that fall weather that we're looking for. And a look at our air quality. Merced, Madera good, Fresno moderate to Larry good, but don't let that stop you from going outside and enjoying that cool weather. Our 7-day forecast. Today is sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 49. And then weekend you will see rain. So definitely prepare for that. That was a look at your weather report. Back to you, Brenda and Corey.
Fresno State is stepping up safety protections for students on campus. The atrium handed out 2,000 e-alarms to students. When activated, make a siren sound that reaches 120 decibels. That's about as loud as thunder. Housing Director Erin Boley says it's her job to make sure students have what they need to stay safe.
We always look at safety as giving them something in order to help them open their eyes and kind of be more aware of their surroundings. And so we now have 2,000 students who are more aware. So whether they feel more comfortable because it's on their keychain or their backpack, we just really want them to, look at their surroundings, know what's going on around them, and then have an option if something's not going right.
It took a couple of days for the alarms to be gone. Boley says they are hoping to get more. The alarms are a good first step to personal protection. Joining us today is Amy Luna with more on how Police Department is helping students stay safe. Thank you for being with us, Amy.
Thank you.
So tell us, what are some of the safety precautions that the Fresno State Police Department has set in place to ensure campus safety?
We have a lot of resources that we offer to our campus community. Any time of day or night, we do have a safety escort available. You can call the police department at 278-8400 and request that safety escort, and we're happy to take you around campus. We have our emergency phones located in parking lots, on walking paths, and that is a direct line to our dispatch center if you need assistance. We have an anonymous reporting system called Tip Now, where students can text information to us if they see something out of the ordinary that they feel like they want to report. We have self-defense courses available and other trainings that we make available to the campus community on various topics.
Those are amazing resources. What are your thoughts on the 2,000 e-alarms that were distributed and their success thus far?
I think it's great. You know, we all have a role in safety in our campus community, and it's very important that we're always aware. And when other departments come together to support safety on campus and help bring that awareness and provide tools to our campus community, we're just really grateful for those partnerships.
And do you think that this should be a campus-wide thing? Should all students have these alarms?
Anything that reminds you of your safety is important, and so I definitely think it's a great resource, and it's something that is a great tool for our community. Anything that will remind you to kind of look around, be aware of what's going on, and if you see something that doesn't look right, to say something and report that and do something to help protect the campus community.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amy, for sharing with us. It's great to hear, you know, that the alarms have been able to make such an impact on campus. And so do you guys think that in the future you guys will be able to get those alarms out to all students?
Yeah, we definitely have looked at them with housing and looked at ways to pull together resources to provide those. It is a very good tool, and we will work together with them.
How long do you think in the future maybe those will be available? Because it was a hit with many students.
Yeah, it is, and you know, cost is always a factor, and so I know that housing has worked to kind of get the cost down, and so we'll continue to work with them to continue to provide them to our student community.
Well, thank you so much, Amy. We've been talking with Amy Luna from the Fresno State Police Department, helping to keep us all safe.
Coming up in sports, a look at how the men's basketball team is preparing for the upcoming season.
And we take a look at a day in the life of a radio personality, Dub from Q97.1.
Plus, Dia de los Muertos is approaching. What took place on Fresno State campus to begin celebrating?
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Deep in my heart, down in my toe, I got that bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart, I got that bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Vanessa Romo with your sports report. The Rebels gave the Dogs their first Mountain West Conference loss of the season Saturday night, 26-16, putting a halt to their 4-game winning streak. The Dogs off to a great start in the first quarter. Freshman running back Jordan Mims with a 3-yard touchdown to cap off the first drive. But it was the Rebels offense controlling the clock. UNLV held the ball for over 11 minutes, kicking in a pair of field goals to tie up the game at the half. With 2 fumbles by the Dogs, the Rebels were quick to capitalize with a touchdown by Lexington Thomas. It also happened to be the first touchdown allowed by the Bulldog defense since the San Jose State game 4 weeks ago. Not ready to roll over just yet, Fresno State making their way toward another touchdown, but not enough. The Rebels were quick to fire back with another touchdown and a field goal to end the night. With a tough loss like this, the Dogs are ready to bounce back. Speaking with quarterback Marcus McMarion, the team is excited for its next challenge.
I'm excited. I mean, we came off a tough loss. I mean, it's going to test our team and see either we're going to fold or we're going to bounce back. And I think the guys brought a lot of energy today to practice. I mean, I think we're excited to get out there and play on Saturday again.
The Dogs will take a break from Mountain West play this week, playing its final non-conference game of the season at home against BYU. The men's basketball team just played their second game against the Pacific Union College Monday. Just missing the 100 mark, 99-56, the Dogs dominated the court. With all 12 student athletes playing Monday, half of them scored in the double digits. Sophomore guard Johnny McWilliams scoring the most, 16 points, while sophomore Bryson Williams posted a double-double with 19 points and 11 rebounds. The Dogs outscored the Pioneers 64 while winning the rebound battle 51-31. Speaking with head coach Ronnie Terry after the game, he is focusing on building habits and creating an identity for his team.
The biggest thing I wanted our guys to do tonight, though, was to come out, compete really hard, play hard. Don't, again, play down in terms of, who you're playing. It's about us right now. It's about us getting better on every possession, and I tried to coach that way.
The women's basketball team is back on the court this Friday. The team will be facing off against Fresno Pacific at the Save-Mart Center in their first exhibition match of the season. Here to talk with us today about what to expect this season, sophomore Christina Cavey. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I was just speaking with you. You're from Colorado. Why did you want to come here to Fresno State to play?
Well, first off, I love the education that they had here. They had my degree, and I knew it was a very strong program, kinesiology. And then also the coaching staff and then the players here were very welcoming, and they just knew a lot about the game, and I knew they could help me grow as a player and as a person. And then the fan base that Fresno State has is just fantastic. Playing at Save-Mart is a very unique experience, and it's one of the best in California. So
great. And what should we expect from your team this season?
We're young, but I think we're very feisty, and we're very lively. We are aggressive. It's very fast-paced, high tempo, lots of getting up and down the court, but also just we're going to be young but tough. So I think it's going to be a fun season.
And speaking of young, no seniors on your team, and you, an outstanding player last season, will you take on that leadership role, or what's the leadership like?
I think the leadership is definitely more dispersed. We have Candace White, who obviously is an outstanding leader, and then everyone else is just kind of taking their role, knowing their role, and then taking upon themselves to help the team in any way that they can. It's definitely been a team building and cohesive year. So.
And what habits is your team trying to build, this exhibition game this Friday?
I think we're just going to work on the small little details that we've been practicing in throughout the past month or so, just looking to really put good ball pressure on the other team, and then also just executing our transition well.
Okay, good. And what are you going to be working on at this exhibition game?
Hopefully I will try to work on my defense as much as I can. I think as a team we're kind of really putting a focus on that, and then also just being able to provide whatever the team needs at the time.
All right, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We've been speaking with sophomore Christina Cavey. And here's Brittany Sosa with your entertainment news.
Hey everybody, I am Brittany Sosa with your latest in entertainment news and gossip. All right, so did you guys hear that Jay-Z canceled his concert here in Fresno? Well, rumors say that his record label had canceled the show because they didn't sell enough tickets. Not enough fans in the valley for Jay-Z, I guess. But the good thing is, if you got a ticket, Ticketmaster is offering a refund. In other entertainment news, Bruno Mars will be in Fresno tomorrow night. Sold out show at the Save-Mart Center. Only way to get tickets is to win some. Now we take a look at some of your entertainment happening here at another stage in campus. Fresno State Theater and Arts Department is putting on a play called The Native Son. It is set in 1939 in Chicago. The Fresno State Collegian is calling it disorienting but purposely slow. You can check it out, Native Son, until November 4th. You can buy your tickets at the door or head to fresnostate.edu. Do you have a favorite radio station you listen to? Maybe because of the DJ? Ever wonder what that person is really like? Or what goes on at a radio station? Come with me and we'll take you behind the scenes with Q97.1. Walter Olasava, also known as your boy Dub, walks into the Q97.1 studio at 6 p.m. He goes live on your radios at 7, but before he gets into his radio mode, he likes to walk around the office to chill with his coworkers for a little bit.
Dub's Night Show is rated best in the Valley. Being a local radio personality, how would you even get started? What does it take? There are so many questions that need to be answered.
To be an on-air personality, it takes drive, passion for music. I've been doing this for a long time, and I still have fun. So I think that's important. You gotta love what you do. You gotta love being on the radio. You gotta love talking to people. Even if people throw shade at you, you still gotta love it.
Dub got started at 20 years old as an intern for another local station and has been in the radio game ever since. He comes into the studio every night with a positive attitude and starts his shift dancing and having a good time by himself.
Again, when we're a little low, he kind of gives us that hope. I think it's just the way he expresses himself or the way his tone of voice. I mean, if you hear him, you'll just know what I'm talking about. So.
He likes to interact with his callers and make them feel a part of his show.
Okay, I'll be out there. I'm gonna scare my kids and other kids. That's what I want to do. Nice.
Everybody at the studio enjoys working with Dub because he is the life of the party.
The thing about Dub is that the personality you hear on the radio is exactly the personality that you get when you meet him in person. So I think that's one of the keys to being a good radio personality, is being pretty close to who you are on the air as you are off the air.
You can listen to Dub's Night Show on 97.1 FM Monday through Friday nights starting at 7. He also has a segment called Turn Off the Lights. Today's R&B and music Monday through Thursday nights from 10 to midnight. Halloween is over now. It's time for the Day of the Dead. Latin programs and services is helping people know the meaning of the holiday that is more than just face painting. Outside the Backer Hall, the flyers show that you have arrived at the Dia de los Muertos event thrown by the Cross Cultural and Gender Center. People arrive to help set up the day, also known as the Day of the Dead. The Calavera Skulls, or Sugar Skulls, help decorate the rooms, as Arturo helps explain a little more about Mexico's national holiday before leading the workshop.
Me personally is just more of a connection to my cultural roots.
On the table
and
of
also a day that I can be with my family and friends and remember loved ones who have passed, who are no longer with us in the physical world.
On the table of decorations, the bunch of oranges represent the food often left for spirits that come back to help nourish their long journey. The two-part worship is back on tonight for painting of the skulls. But those who missed the first part, there are other Dia de los Muertos events on campus, including an Aztec dance in the free speech area tonight. That's entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
So it was actually pretty awesome getting to learn about Dia de los Muertos and the event tonight in the free speech area. Are any of you guys gonna make it?
I think I might make it. I love to get my groove on, dance out there a little bit.
No, it honestly will be interesting.
That's good. Next week on Fresno State Focus, a woman who learned how to break the barriers.
Plus, we take a look at the little Silicon Valley, which is becoming known as Bitwise.
Also, a day in the life of Justice, the Fresno County Sheriff Force.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.